All right, we've got a powerful wizard here. Probably on some kind of Temur deck, I would assume. Round 6 of the Vintage Showcase. Our deck isn't super well suited to bait that deck. Hand is kind of bad, I think. I'd rather just put this one back. This hand's also like kind of bad, but I guess a little bit better than the other one. Guess we'll just put away this Yogwell. Not great, like just certainly not very strong hands. I do think, again, we're probably supposed to probe for information first. Oh, this is just going to be an upkeep Ancestral. I'm probably down to force it. This Temur, I think I would rather just, like, force using my Mystical Tutor, which is a card disadvantage in, like, a fair matchup. And just look for, like... Alright. Got an Ancestral. Wonderful. What else you got? Pyroblast, Swords, Wasteland, Sanctuary, Brennan's. Definitely can't run right into Wasteland here, so I think I am just supposed to play this top out though. But I think I'm gonna grab the... I do think I want to grab the island over the plains, just because in the long run I think this makes more sense. Like maybe eventually we'll get to this Teferi, but even when we get to this Teferi, it's probably not likely to be very good. So we did have the option of getting plains there. I just didn't think it was super good, because if we get like our sea wastelanded through a Sapphire, so now they can ponder into a fetch land and play Wrenn and 6. That seems really bad for me. Yeah, it's Temur stuff. What Yuta likes to do. They could have death, right? Don't know that. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's a lot better versus PO than some of the other decks we played against. Which is not a good sign. Don't want to drop our good matchups and then also drop our bad matchups. That's kind of obvious though. Yeah, I assume this will go poorly for me, right? All they need to do is find a fetch land, and then they can play Wrenn and 6 this turn, and we just end up super far behind. Even if we eventually like scroll for Ancestral, all they need is a red source. Okay, they didn't hit a red source. Did they keep off their... They kept off of their... They kept off of their Ponder, but they didn't keep a red source. They're just jamming it to fair... Man, this Jace is gonna flip and cast an Ancestral. I kind of need to just hit Pearl so I can Teferi this while I have a chance. Alright, well, at the very least, we get to cast our own Ancestral. So there's a plus side to all this. I guess I should play around Daze. I guess I can't play around Daze. I think I'm just supposed to Ancestral here because I'm so far behind. Opponent's going to cast another Ancestral. Those aren't very good draws either. Oh boy. Kind of a rough time to... You don't really want to play the Ancestral battle with these decks because they just have so many more ways of Ancestraling than you do. Case in point, my opponent, who's now cast 2 Ancestrals in the first 3 turns, and is back to 8 cards. If they find a red source, then they still have Pyroblast or Wrenn and 6 open, which they, of course, they found because they cast 2 Ancestrals. Alright, so they chose to not hold open Pyroblast, which is interesting. I think that makes sense considering what's going on here. Really don't have any more safe fetches either. Like, obviously I have a Plains. The Plains doesn't really do anything, and I can't fetch it off of Tarn anyways. That's a pretty good one, though. I think it makes more sense to just go Opal Night's Whisper to start here. That also can't fetch Plains. I don't think it matters at this point. I think we just have to deploy the Teferi. Obviously, we're going to just use this minus right away. They have a Pyroblast. Or use a Renin 6 to kill it. So I just want to reset my Opal here. Balance is pretty bad, but I could take out their whole hand, maybe. There's like some upside. You get an end of turn top spin, which isn't the worst. As long as they don't have like... Oh, they... As long as they don't have like Time Walk. Should be not in unhappy places. Still gonna be really hard to do anything with opponent having a known Pyroblast. So if we draw Narset, or we draw Brainstorm, keep the 2 blue cards. Good. Maybe what we want to do is just lead with this balance and try to hit their hand. Then we can't. We don't have cards to get rid of. I don't really think that seems very good to me. We probably just want to start by brainstorming. I guess if this gets Pyroblasted, then... Interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, this is pretty good, because these cards aren't that good anyways. What is the best sequence for me now, though? When we know they have a Pyroblast, we only have 4 mana. I'm gonna find a really strong... I guess they could have like all kinds of things here. Maybe like Yogwell is our best play here. Not this turn, obviously, but next turn. Go with Yogwell. We get a next turn where we don't get wrecked completely. Feels like our current graveyard situation bodes pretty well for Yogwell. Could sack their Jace for a Ponder. They can bring back a Wasteland. The Wasteland doesn't do very much right now unless they found not Demonic, Time Walk. Still pretty far from Sanctuary. I guess they have Sanctuary next turn. Alright. Tarmogoyf. That's fine. Not gonna fight over this, especially with them having a Pyroblast anyways. I don't know if our turn's gonna be good enough, to be honest, but we're gonna give it a shot. Opted to keep Jason. So we get to look at one more card as well here. Up to 6 cards if we really want to find one in our first one. I guess we don't get up to 6 because... Oh, they don't have a Wasteland, actually. EO and a Flooded String. A Vamp. I don't really think we want a PO the way we're currently playing. What do we really want? I don't really think a PO is it, though. We don't need a land drop. I don't want to see, like, Flusterstorm. I think we just want to shuffle and try again. One can fetch. Alright, swords. That's interesting. Mana Crypt is also really interesting. We probably just want to take the Mana Crypt to start so we have as much mana as possible. And then we have the ability to maybe swords this Tarmogoyf next turn. Alright, so opponent has to not have double counter, basically. Don't really have any way to play around that, so. Alright, does my Yogwell resolve? That is the first question we're going to ask. No, they have double counter. Fuck! Alright, I don't think we can win now. right? Because they have Pyroblast in their hand still. Of course, they Pyroblast. We already know 2 of our cards. It has to be the 3rd card down. We know that there's a Swords on top. I guess the 3rd card down could be Fluster, but that's like pretty low chance. Time Walk. Time Walk. Now we have a Mana Crypt to worry about as well. How much we can do here. I do think we want to redraw the top. Maybe we don't. Maybe we want to put the Swords on top. But maybe there's something underneath, like a PO. Now I do kind of wish we had a PO, but... because it feels like this is the opportunity where we could draw a PO and win, right? Right now is the opportunity I made for myself. I guess the 3rd card down could be PO. PO? PO? Alright. I mean, we created this opportunity. Let's see how it goes. Okay. A whole lot of not very much. Definitely willing to spin. Tinker, okay. So we lose our top, but that's probably fine. We only have 8 health to work with, but it's better than doing nothing, I think. I mean, we could actually go for Teferi. We could go for Teferi. We draw. Now I kind of like tinkering. Also gets rid of our Mana Crypt. Maybe we shouldn't get rid of our Mana Crypt, but still have the ability to Swords here. So that's a fail. So why don't we fetch that away? Also a fail. Alright, we have to dodge a Dak Fade in here pretty hard, but maybe I should save this Swords for their turn? No. Okay, alright, well. Maybe we should have... we had the option to Teferi there and save our top. Maybe that was better. I just like can't get Dacked here. I think I'm supposed to Fluster this. This would be like a pretty decent reason to have held Swords, is to like up the storm count on their turn. But then I'm like susceptible to their own Flusters and stuff. But I think if I can just get them to tap out here, at least I get to do another turn, right? That's my idea anyways. They still have the ability to Sanctuary something back. Yeah, I mean this should help Dak, right? We should be at a much lower chance of getting Dacked if opponent has to use 2 mana on this Ponder. That's my thought anyways. We just have such a low life total, it's gonna be really hard for us to win. The best thing we can do is like, I don't know. We do have to dodge Pyroblast a little bit too. They chose not to shuffle. Well, everything sucks when you compare it to Lurrus Vintage, really, so it's just kind of unfortunate. So here's the Sanctuary out of their hand. Are they going to put anything on top? Maybe they put a Force on top? No, they put a Pyroblast on top? That kind of makes sense. Are they going to be able to draw into this Pyroblast, though? They have a Preordain? They do. They have a Probe. Okay, so they have a Pyroblast, which makes things really hard for us. Because we can't even cast multiple POs. So, I mean, we're just going to go. Gonna go. The Fairy. We go down to 3. I mean, I think we have to. Oh, we hit the PO too, but we can't cast it. So, we have a PO next turn if we can just dodge shit. I think we played this game pretty well. Pretty happy with how we played. We made the opportunity to find a PO off the top, and we found it. So, oh, they just have a DAC. That's not the biggest deal, though. I guess they're at 21 life, so maybe that is the biggest deal. Yep. At 1. Oh no! Second Ren. Wow. Very unfortunate. We could have won that game. Possible. Needed a little help. I think I might have misplayed that game. If I had gone for Teferi on that turn, and then made them Pyroblast my Teferi, I think I probably misplayed. I was just like so concerned with them untapping and doing delve things, which I think is a reasonable concern, but... Alright, I'm gonna board in everything, even though opponent's deck is probably not super good at, you know, getting silenced by a Sanctum. I think it's probably worth it. They are a Wasteland deck. They are a Swords deck, but probably not a balanced deck. They're not a tutor deck. I usually take out a Top and Opals and Hercules and one of the POs. Trying to be a little bit of a different style here. Is there anything else I can type? At least all that. Maybe it's 2 POs. POs sounds like a lot of POs. I don't know, Lavinia's not that good. Let's just go with this. Alright, so we're looking for early prelates on 1 into a Jailer, and then just trying to tempo from there. You can also always, you know, have a pretty strong PO draw. This seems... Always this island, huh? Seems like a bad idea. I think it's just a bad idea. Force of Will has been really bad in our openers. Alright, well, this is a bad idea, but we're definitely doing it. I think I'm just putting away this Force and just trying to put together some kind of crazy PO with Flusterstorm here. Matchup is certainly bad, for sure. Pyroblast, so god, they kept a misstep in hand too. Pyroblast, man, we're just gonna get Wastelanded too? Nah, this deck is so hard for us to beat. We drew the PO, so they're just gonna die instead. Well, I guess they just mental misstep the Soul Ring. I can't play out this land though. And then they're gonna hold up Pyroblast. It's all bad. It's all bad for me. We have to just lead with this ring here and hope it doesn't get misstepped. Don't really have a choice. Good for that. I think I have to hold this C in hand. I really needed some help. Their hand's really good against us, though. Pyroblast misstep. If we had 3 Moxen instead of a Soul Ring, we actually would have PO'd there. Alright, they played the one lane that we didn't know about, and they're gonna hold up Pyroblast. Seems reasonable to me. No covered land? Whatever, fuck it. I really needed that one to be Island. I really needed this one to be Island. So that I could, like, maybe play a PO with Flusterstorm back up. Alright. Up. We're just gonna watch this game slowly slip away from us. I mean, we mulliganed a bunch, and opponent had the mental misstep, so really no. Definitely a bad matchup though. That's a good one. All right, so we're getting closer now. So this one gets an Island or a Tundra. I might get a Tundra just because that lets me play my white spells. And then they'll probably wasteland my Underground Sea anyways. I guess maybe not. Maybe they won't do that. So, Tundra. I'd like to draw a Moxen here and then have a 3-card PO with Flusterstorm back up and then hope that's good enough. Island. I think we'll look for like a end of turn PO then. We're so far behind though. Opponent's just done the Xerox engine every turn. They hold up Pyroblast and they draw cards. Alright, well, you're gonna put windows down, then I'm gonna just jam. Alright, well, we get this. Might as well. They will have Pyroblast up next turn, but one's on the first one, second one, third one, first one. See. Alright, well, we get 2 cards, which is nice, I guess. They could wasteland our Tundra, or they could return their Rainforest to hold open Pyro, which probably sounds like what they're gonna do. Not bad. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Those are actually pretty good draws. So they're gonna go for holding up Pyro, which makes sense. It also lets them play Sanctuary if they wanted to. Okay. I'm gonna go with Mox Whisper. Obviously, this doesn't play around Trap, but that's fine. We hit Prelate, so I can Prelate on 1, and then should we snap Night's Whisper, or should we wait for a PO? I kind of think snap Night's Whisper makes the most sense, right? No, I don't, because they have a Pyroblast. Why the fuck would I do that? They don't have a Force. Fluster doesn't work if it resolves. So you're saying they have Force of Will, and then if I get Force of Will, then I can snap. They're just gonna Pyroblast my Snapcaster Mage. That doesn't do anything for me. What is this? A Brainstorm? Well, now I could have like snap flustered this Brainstorm, so maybe you're right. Now they could find Force of Will, force this. Then how close am I to snap PO? I guess I'm still not close enough to snap PO. No, you're probably right. I was just thinking about Pyroblast, but I wasn't thinking about Brainstorm. I guess we could have played this Lotus out and maybe Snap Flustered. But alright, this is good. So now they can't do any 1-drops. I think we are supposed to snap Night's Whisper. It's going okay. But I could also just wait and snap Pio next turn for 3. I don't actually think that's better though. That is better. No, we're getting Wastelanded next turn, so we're never actually going to be able to bounce this Lotus back. I think we're going to snap Night's Whisper. I think, you don't... Because we're going to get Wastelanded, so we're never actually going to be able to get a really good PO here. Yeah, we're doing some fun things. Our deck is sweet. I built it to beat the Hogak Vine deck, and I've lost twice to Hogak Vine, so that's always nice, but those cards don't do shit. We just drew like abysmally, so it happens. I also played not great. I had some like complex lines that I could have taken that I just didn't see. Happens. But we beat like Bug. Have you seen our sideboard? Check out our sideboard. Sneaky. It's so sick. Look at this actually. Oh, you can't see. There's 2 Prelates, 2 Palace Jailers, 2 Cavern of Souls. Because I don't think that's good. I just don't think you're gonna get the opportunity to snap PO the way you guys think that you're gonna get it. Like, I just don't think there are enough things. They're going for not Wastelanding, which I think is wrong, but it would have worked out well for us. Man, we just drew mono sources of mana. Absolute only mana sources. Can't even play that one. Do I think they have Snapcaster in their deck is the next question. I don't think I can afford to play around it though. I kind of want to just hit this Wrenn twice. They have Snapcaster, they have Snapcaster. I can't really do much about it. We need to have drawn like cards that mattered, and which we have not, so we might still just lose. I'm just like, when you say snap PO, I'm like super worried about Wasteland, Flusterstorm, and like not having enough mana. Oh my god, we're so dead. We're so dead, chat. They just naturally found Gush, and they're gonna DAC and find Delve and draw 3, and we're just gonna lose anyways. We've done a lot of like Ancestrals and Night's Whispers today that have just drawn us mana sources, but to be fair, we are on 16 mana sources now because we wanted to play around Wasteland, but... matchup's really, really bad. Especially in the hands of Yuta. Not a scrub. We're just not gonna get to PO with Snap. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, opponent took an interesting line where they just didn't Wasteland us and didn't steal our mana. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't think that's a likely thing that was supposed to happen. I think we were gonna have to use our Lotus, and it would only be for 3. And they could easily have Flusterstorm. I think you're... Oh, I guess you can't cast Flusterstorm, so that doesn't work. But, like, they could easily have Force of Will after like, that turn. Like, they could easily have a counter spell. Like, I just think that you're playing super risky for no reason. When you can just get 2 cards right away, you get them, you're good. That's fine. You can easily have DAC and Delve, and, like, I'm expecting to pass the turn and for opponent to draw 7 cards. Because that's how fucked up the Xerox engine is. Even with Prelate on 1, opponent has drawn 7 cards this turn. They've already looked at 7 new cards this turn. They probably have a perfect hand. Like, I want to Night's Whisper right away. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it's greedy and not actually that much of an improvement to hold the Snapcaster in your hand. Especially because they're not gonna -1. I just think you're wrong, actually. It's not that we agree. I think you're making a bad play, and I'm trying to explain to you why your play is bad so that you don't make it in the future. So instead of -1 on our Snapcaster Mage, Renin 6 goes Wasteland you, bring back Wasteland, Wasteland you. And you don't want that to happen either. Trying to convince you not to make a bad play in the future, but I guess I'm probably gonna fail, so. We're like so... I really need to drop Jailer this turn. If I draw Jailer this turn, I uncounterable Jailer, I jail this Jace, I kill this Renin 6, and then I draw an extra card at the end of turn. That would be really good. I really want a Jailer off the top. But I drew, you know, mana source number 4. Gross. It's okay, chat. Today is not a very good day for Magic for me. We're just coast. I can't take out so many how many did I end up taking out? 2 or 1? I only took out 1. Maybe I'm not allowed to bring in 16 mana sources? I don't know. No, I think you're making a big mistake. You could easily have stripped us off 3 mana sources, and then you're using Lotus, and then you're only drawing 3 cards if you even resolves anyways, so I think that play is just so bad. How do I win this game? I draw Jailer. Can we not just continually draw lands for the whole game? I don't even have more fetchables. I have 1 Tundra to fetch. I think. We've drawn extremely poorly, but we also, like, we're not playing Preordains. We're not playing the Xerox cards that we would typically bridge the gap with. We are playing 2 Night's Whispers, but we don't play Digs. So, like, there's a lot of misses in our deck, but he's gonna have Force of Will. You are actively exposing yourself to losing your card draw when you have 0 card draw in hand. I just don't understand, like, why you are trying to lose the game for yourself. You, instead of saying I can have 2 cards right now, I could have 0 cards. That's a good draw. I guess it's not a good draw because I can't cast it. Wonderful. All right, I'm so dead. Take your 2 cards, build up your card pool, and work from there. I'm assuming he's going to draw 6 cards on his turn. Yes, because that is what the deck does. Don't, like... I want to draw 2 cards there. That's what I'm gonna tell. That's the end of it. I'm not gonna talk about it too much more. Like, no matter what I do now, I'm gonna get all of my spells Force of Willed. So, like, my opponent is going to hardcast Force of Will for the rest of this game and then mill me out. So I'm 100% dead. So. They can easily double Ren ping me. They don't need an answer. They don't actually have to answer this because they're not Jeskai. They can just Jace Emblem me out. Like, they are actively getting the best cards every turn. They can just put Force of Will back on the top of their library, and I'm going to lose this game. So they can put Gush, which is even better, by the way. Like, this doesn't stop their engine. It stops a lot of it, but it doesn't stop the whole thing. I need to have a follow-up, and I don't have a follow-up, so it just doesn't matter. They have a DAC to discard their 1-drops every turn. They can just Gush back the Sanctuary and loop it with Time Walks and stuff. It's just, the game is over, unfortunately. Oh, there's our card. We needed to draw. This is the first card we needed to draw. If we had drawn this card right away, I think we had a shot, but Like now they just hardcast force every turn. I don't think I'm supposed to wait or anything. I don't think that makes very much sense. So we're gonna get milled out by Gush Loop with a Jace. Challenge was what? Today was a showcase event, so it was 134 players. Last showcase was like 100 players, but it was the first one of the season, so I guess it wasn't the first showcase of the season. It was the first vintage showcase of the season. Not really sure what else I can do. I can draw Jailer, which I did. So now I have Cavern on Human. I get to draw an extra card every turn, so that's a start. This is what I wanted to draw on the very first turn off the Night's Whisper. I just wanted to draw this. This is the whole plan, but the plan is fucked. So. No! 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 Oh, man. Can't play around it. Not possible. Mentor, that's a good one. Here come the loops. They're just gonna get a Force of Will, so I can't draw Yogg-Will and get out of this. Don't think that they can draw out before I do. So no, Ninjas is a really bad deck, and you definitely don't want to play Ninjas when there are 4 Pyroblast decks in the format. Not like 4 different Pyroblast decks, like decks that play 4 Pyroblast is what I mean. The Ninjas deck is just, it was a joke, and it's like, it has Ancestral, so it can win games of Magic, but in general, it's not very strong. Yeah, we just didn't hit the cards we needed off of the Night's Whisper and the subsequent 4 turns, so. A lot more compact deck than Jeskai. I mean, not compact, but it is a lot more versatile than the Jeskai deck, that's for sure. I somehow managed to draw another fetch land. Alright. I mean, that's a really hard matchup. I don't expect to win that matchup, so. What we really needed was our Soul Ring on turn 1 to be a Moxen, and then we would have PO'd for 3 on turn 1, and we would have won the game, probably. But because our Soul Ring was a Soul Ring, it got Mental Misstepped and we lost. Which is, I guess, how it happens. Oh, we're so dead. I'm gonna play all the rounds, though, just because I want to help with the categorization and classification at the end, so we can do the metagame analysis. So we're gonna keep playing more Magic, fortunately. Did you see the list came? This list is super sick. Didn't work out today, but I've got my Dredge cards with Peacekeepers and Magus of the Moat, and then I have my Xerox cards with 2 Prelate, 2 Jailer. I'm lagging like hell, though. I need to restart. Second, guys. Maybe we'll keep building. The set roulette looks so broken this time. I don't know. I'm not even super excited. Maybe I'll try to make an Aetherworks Marvel deck that works or something. But the vehicles deck looks just really dumb. Really, really dumb. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Monkey. Monkey. I thought it was. I think it's really good, Nico. I don't know. I lost to Hogak twice somehow. I just like. Just not been a very good day for for me. So could have played better as well, so that's always would have helped. The deadly combination of draw bad, play bad is very, very hard to overcome. So what do you think though? Would you change it? How would you change it differently? This is something that I know you said you've been working on, but it's also something that I was working on for a really long time. I think that I think the package is really good versus Bazaar and versus Jeskai. I actually won most of my Jeskai matches in leagues before this, which is crazy for a PO deck. Like, Jeskai having to deal with Prelate and Jailer was like, they just couldn't do it. I have a bunch of really sick screenshots. Maybe I'll show some of the screenshots. They're really fun. I don't know. My main deck might need some work. I tried to like play more Night's Whispers so that I didn't play as many ones, but I don't know if that's like actually the plan. I think I like fucked up. I think I'm supposed to play 13 lands. I just don't know about this plane. Like, I wanted the planes for my Peacekeepers, but maybe I just need to sideboard the planes. Like, having 14 lands is just so many, especially when I don't have like preordains or anything. The Balance Maidens was really good, as was the Swords. It just didn't come out super great. The 2 Fairies were good too. I just wanted to like combo kill them on turn 1 and then board into on game 1 and then board into this, but it just didn't really work out the way I wanted to today. But we have wonderful pictures like this one. Double Prelate, Jailer your Dreadhorde. I have this for the rest of the game. Yeah, I mean, if we're playing grids, like, shouldn't we just play Lavinia's maybe? I don't know. Possible, grid is sweet. And then they got this one. They quickly conceded after this one as well. Jailer, your uncounterable Jailer, your Mentor, Prelate on 1. Anymore? I don't think so. I don't know. I think the deck is sweet. It's just a rough day. 2 Hogaks and then Yuta on 4 color. We did beat Bug in one of the rounds by jailering their Leovold, which was sick. That one felt really good. Are you still EXO? Are you playing PO today, or did you play something less interesting or more interesting? Oh, go. We're EXO. Oh yeah, 5-1. What a god. Unbeatable. You played PO? Sick. Did you play like normal PO, or did you play plus the GAC too? I don't know, man. I keep losing to GAC, and I'm like, I think my deck is so good against GAC. I just like had so many chances where I just like needed to hit a land or a Moxen, and I just kept drawing POs every time. Feels like that happens so much.